Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Gene Boykin. I'm the founder of the Go Getter family. And the mission of my channel is to bring you the actionable knowledge that you need to close real estate transactions, to get out there and get in the game. So, tonight, I have a very special guest for you guys. We're going to have a conversation, man, it's going to hit a lot of different points, but all of these points are important to you not only starting real estate, but maintaining that and making it through the adversities and the wins at the same time. So I've got Darian, the realtor, out of the DC area market, right? Washington D.C. Man, I did an interview on his YouTube channel. He recently had an event, a real estate workshop with another colleague of mine out there in Northern Virginia, DC area, and that was a hit as well. So I am honored and proud to bring him on my channel. You guys don't forget to ask questions. We'll answer your questions live in the second half of the show. If you're new to the channel and you feel like I brought you some value, consider subscribing and don't forget to hit that like button, y'all. So I appreciate you guys showing up tonight, and let's get to it, y'all.
I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. Hustle to the end, we some no-quitters. Knock it out the park, we for show hitters. Right, left hemisphere, that's a dome splitter. Yeah. We control our own destiny. Make moves, cultivate whole legacy. Creative finance, bring more ecstasy. The right ingredients, now that's a dope recipe.
Okay, I got my man Darian, the realtor, on here with me. Look like he's out of commission. He's gonna be hopping back on. There he goes.
I don't know what happened. It just
Okay. It seemed like it might be that Iowa internet, man, affecting you all the way out there in DC. You know what I
it's
mean?
all good. It's all
So-
good. I was like, they ain't one DMV blood up in his house.
So guys, I appreciate you guys coming on tonight. I met Darian actually through networking. Networking, man, that's what it's all about. And got my man Dr. Sanchez checking us out, and Tyler, appreciate y'all. So Darian reached out to me a while back. It was around February, I believe, or so, and he was going to be starting a YouTube channel up, interviewing real estate people. And I think he put a post out there and said, "Hey, does any real estate professionals mind doing an interview for me or with me on my channel?" And I was like, "Hey, I'm here. Let's go." He was like, "Hey, let's do it." So from there, we have connected. I've called him for some advice out there in DC, even for some help with a lead that I had out there, and he was willing to help immediately because we bring each other value, man. So I'm happy to have you on the show. So Darian, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, man. Tell them a little bit about you.
Well, they call me Big Dogs. I was playing. But my name is Darian Cole, also known as Darian Cole, the realtor. It's just easy to know with the tone of it. I know that doing this work, I just love to help folks out. I know we got as realtors, they give us bad names or whatever. That's not everybody, but on the one side, I'm a realtor, on the other side, I'm an investor, on another side, I'm an outreach a person that loves to get into the world of those that are going through some troubles and tribulations. And I run a nonprofit called Feed My Sheep Ministries. So, I am into a lot of stuff. I'm a minister on one end, and then, I also deal with a lot of projects of trying to help up and bring up our community. So, I'm a well-rounded individual.
Yeah. Sounds like you got a lot going on, man. But the whole point in that, though, too, was you like to help other people.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the keys to success just in life generally. It even says it, in the Bible, man, to be fruitful and bear children, right? And to me, being fruitful, if you use that as an analogy, right, a tree that bears fruit, right? And that fruit is not used to feed itself. That fruit is used to feed and nourish those around that tree, right? The living things around that tree. So us doing the same thing, man, being fruitful and feeding those around us, helping those around us. And in the end, that is what will help us to get to our goal, man. So having that mentality, that means a lot, man. That means a lot. So when we talked on your YouTube channel, your story, man, was super interesting to me, when you were talking about it, because your journey of becoming a realtor, man. Talk to me about that. How'd that start? What made you want to be a realtor? And then how did that go?
You got Thompson on. Well, my idea honestly wasn't even to be a realtor. Let me just start off with that. It was just straight up being an investor in real estate and learning that business. So I have a partner of mine that we're still in business today. We have a business called New Jeru LLC. And it's short for New Jerusalem. So for those Christian folks out there that know what I'm talking about, but it's a mindset of us trying to gather land to build, businesses and build, homes for those that may need it at a reasonable price. But we started doing that, and we were interested in this land that was 11 acres. That was, those that know, that's Temple Hills, Maryland. And great piece of land, like really, really great in a most needed area of what we were going to put there. And come find out, we had an owner who lied, that tried to hide so much stuff, man. And like he priced it at $25 million. By the time we had a friend of mine, come and take a look at it, do some numbers, it was worth 6.5. So. Yeah. After we did
way off.
And keyword of anything, anybody that's listening, due diligence. Very important. Yes. So and then not only that, the folks that we were working with, I'm not gonna say their name, but they were realtors on the commercial side, and they kind of played us a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like I experienced a bad relationship with realtors. So I told my brother and I had a conversation after all of that nonsense happened, and he was like, "Yo, you'll be good as a realtor." I was like, "Nah, that's not me."
Not after that.
He kept talking, and it just started making more sense. Like, I already know people, I already have connections. I know the city like the back of my hand, and I know where is, the right places to purchase and how to actually encourage folks to take the right path of purchasing their home or selling their home. And I just kind of talked out about it. I said, I'm gonna go at it. I'm gonna do it, and I did it, and here I
am. Man, that's there's Dr. Myron Golden. He says turn your adversities into assets. Absolutely. And that's really the story of success, because there is no success without failure first, right? And I say failure in quote unquote failure. So you went through that difficult time, and it kind of shined some light on kind of what you should be doing. A person made that suggestion, and then here you are, man. So once you made that decision though to be a realtor, what'd you do next, man? Because the people want to know, because the people that are watching, man, they want to get started in real estate, and they think, okay, I can either be a realtor or I can invest, but I don't have any money, so I'm gonna be a realtor.
Well, I'm gonna speak from experience.
Yes.
It costs money to do either one. Let's I know a lot of people say, oh, you can do it with no money and all that, and that stuff is somewhat true, but you still, even with no money, you got to have money. And like there are ways of doing, like, even if it's money to kind of take someone to dinner to get to know them, it's still like you got to know your audience, you got to know what you want to attack, and you still have to spend in order to earn. So and that's why I break it down a little bit deeper than just, oh, I have to put a down payment on something, I have to pay for this program. No, it's way deeper. But when I say you got to have money, it's like, becoming a realtor, I didn't realize how much it costs to be in that position. People say you got to have at least $5,000 to $2,500, $5,000 to $2,500 to actually apply for or be in the license that you're in, and then do the work that you're supposed to do. And I didn't know that, because I came in with zero, but I also did that. And I had a great shout out to Century 21 and Vision, my mentor and my brokerage. They looked out for me. They said, we believe in you. We're gonna give you this, give you that. They invested in me, and that's what I'm talking about. brotherhood and as far as a family that I like to be a part of. You know, invested in me and saw that I wasn't gonna play around with this. So
Yes.
I got, my license, dude. Whoever out there trying to be, a realtor in our area, the test is not easy. I'm gonna just get that whole idea out your mind.
Okay.
I failed the test 3 times,
Okay.
and then I changed up my tactic. I said I'm gonna study the state portion by itself. Went to go take it again. I passed it. That was my 4th
so you
time.
took it four times.
No, 5 times, because the last time I had to take the national part, and then I passed that one right after. So it was like everybody, and that kind of I feel like we're gonna get into it, but everybody tried to tell me how to study. Everybody tried to tell me the best method of doing the work or doing the learning habits or whatever.
Can I just ask you, because that's interesting though. So I want to dig in just real quick. Those people that were trying to tell you how to study, were they realtors or brokers?
Some of them, and then there were others that failed. So
and they tried to tell you how to study, right? Okay, yeah,
and then I get it, because some people I know, they just said I'm not taking it no more, because I know after what I just took, this life not for me.
That's not for me.
I'm not the type to quit easily. And it's you have a time limit on how many times you can take the test and stuff. But
how many is it?
So you in Maryland, I know other states are different, but at least in Maryland, you have up to a year after you pass your class to take the test. After that, you got to start all over.
Rewind that clock.
So when I was in class, it was like I started in January, and then I ended up in March. So that's how long a session it was. And it was like twice a week. So it was no joke. But that mindset to keep pushing, the mindset to keep going, that mindset to keep striving and saying, look, I'm going to do this. I had my lady that was helping me studying. We both were failing at the same time. We was like, "Oh, you passed? Nah, I passed. Nah." But then she came and she passed. I was like, "Nah, I can't let that slide." You
definitely got to pass now. Yeah,
I gotta show something. But it was a great experience, because the mindset to continue to push is what I needed for what the work is actually done in this business, because everything in real estate doesn't always go your way, but you have to think of ways to be able to say, look, we may not be able to do it this way, but I got these 3 other ways that may be of necessary need to go down the path to to finish the deal. So in my office, we don't say, oh, there's no way. We say, let's find a way.
What do I need to do?
Now the deal may not happen because the opposer or whatever may not want what we offering. It doesn't mean we didn't find a way that was best for us.
Right.
So that's my mindset and how it rolls.
Let me ask you real quick though, man, because you took that thing 5 times, which I respect and admire, because my question is, what was going through your mind, man, after like the second and third times of not passing it?
I quit.
Why were you thinking that?
Quit.
Why were you thinking that?
Hey, look, it wasn't the fact that I didn't know what I was talking about. It was the fact that I got so close, 3, 2, 4 points away every time, and I'm like, yo, I know this. I know this better than the people that did it for 10 years. I know it, but I just wasn't. I wasn't the type of person to take tests well,
right. Some people
throughout my life, a test just wasn't my best friend. But I know if they did like a questionnaire in front of me face to face, I get that drain out the bucket, but it was just that mindset of like, if you can't do this, you can't be a realtor, like you got to read all the time. You got to understand all these different words. And I was just continue putting doubt in my mind.
Yes.
Then, my grandmother, never forget, she came and she prayed with me. She just prayed. And she was like, you gonna pass it. Don't worry. And every time I tell the news, I felt like I was disappointing her, but she was like, it's all right. It's gonna be all right. And I remember one time, the last time I failed, Just she said it's gonna be all right. I pulled my head a bush, bro. I was in the
Uh-huh.
wilderness, bro. Like I ain't take care of nothing on my face. I was just stressed out studying every night, every
Yep.
morning, middle of the day at work. Almost got in trouble for studying. Like it was just going crazy. But that drive of wanting something that was so close to me, I just couldn't let it go. I couldn't let it go. I put all this money into it, going to class. Why, give up on something that you invest in yourself about? And that tells a lot about your character, about yourself. Like, if you don't believe in you, how you going to expect somebody else to? How you going to expect the client to? So yeah.
So man, that I mean, I respect it, dude. I really do, man. And what Grandma said, it's gonna be all right. And look at you now. You know what I mean? Look at you
Hey,
now.
look,
And
I wear these shirts 24/7, man.
I need closure. Yeah, I do. Ooh, yeah, I know y'all do be stressing on closing day too. Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. But the fact is, though, you're all right. You know what I mean? And in those moments, because we touch on mindset a lot, man. Because I heard a person say that everybody right now, just in the world, really is doing the best of their ability in whatever it is, even if they're not where they're at, they're still doing the best of their ability. So it's not work harder and you'll achieve. No, it is growth on the inside, man. You know what I mean? In the spirit and your mindset, that growth will then turn into you achieving your goal. You know what I mean? So that's why I like that. Grandma said, hey, it's gonna be all right, baby. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
And you're all right. It might not have seemed like it then when that hair was looking crazy,
Yeah,
but
absolutely. But the thing about that though, if my grandmother didn't say anything, I still would have believed in myself. And that's why I feel like a lot of people fail at, because they don't believe in themselves to do the work that they feel as though this is what they should be doing. And if anything that I can do or anything that I can show is that you're right, I'm not qualified. I never wanted to qualify. I just wanted to do me. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and
right.
That's what people need to understand. Don't worry about qualifying. Just do you. Do what you love to do. If you love the business side of real estate, negotiating, coming up with ideas, creative strategies, do it and show us something different. Don't be out the book. Show us something. Create your own book. Tell us your own story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you that are just joining me, my name is Gene Boykin, founder of the Go Getter family. This is Darian Cole, the realtor. He's a realtor in Maryland and the D.C., Northern Virginia area. Man, this is a special guest tonight because he turned his adversity into an asset. And we're talking to you guys about how you can get started in real estate. And there's many ways to get started in real estate than investing and being a realtor. There's a lot of other ways. We're going to kind of touch on that this evening as well. But getting in the game is part of it. So guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you're watching us. And if you feel I brought you some value, consider subscribing to the channel. All right. So Darian, you took that test 5 times, and then you were saying how it costs you money, man. You got to take people out to eat, market. How long did it take you once you passed that exam and you were working at a brokerage, right? How long did it take until you made some money the first time? Ooh, you got to think about it, y'all.
Yeah, I got to. I didn't have my first deal in my first 5 months of getting my license.
Wow. Okay.
First 5 months.
Okay.
And the reason I say, actually, it might be 6 now I think about it. Because I only been in realtor for about 7 months, and I just closed my deal in May.
Okay, congratulations on that, my brother.
And I got another one coming up recently, my next door neighbor. So thank God for that.
Boom, there you go. I love that.
I closed that deal in May, and maybe in a month before that is when I attracted the young lady to want to be a first-time home buyer. And the only reason I got that, and this is the real big deal right here, the only reason I got that is because I and my grandmother, I said, I got to do something different. I have to be a little bit more, forceful of getting my name out there, because I don't have the money to do email marketing
and stuff.
I don't have, the money to do regular mail marketing. I don't even have the manpower to spread my name. Nobody know.
Yeah.
I'm just a regular blowing Joe. There's so many of us in this, area. Why would somebody choose me?
Right.
So I had to be a little bit different and go into my strategies of what I'm good at, which is outreach, which is hitting the pavement, walking the streets, letting people know and see me in my street clothes in a suit. Because the suit is not really me. I'm this is who I am. T-shirt, maybe some pants, shorts, or maybe sweatpants most times, and just being that genuine person that I am. So what we decided to do, I paid a guy who was very reasonable, real good guy of mine. Paid him to give me some flyers.
Okay.
Real, little cards, poster cards.
Postcards,
and on that flyer, I created an event that was a seminar for home buyers and investors. I had 6 speakers. One of us is our buddy,
Johnny Lynham, that's right.
Yeah, Johnny, my man Johnny. He was one of the speakers, which was speaking on the investor side. I had an inspector, home inspector. I had a solar panel guy. I had of course, a mortgage company there, and also a title company there.
Okay.
So and then I had myself, and then another gentleman. But
you covered all bases.
Yeah. So my idea was everybody always has questions about the process.
Yeah.
My thing was, let me just go ahead and bring them to the event where they didn't have to worry about looking nowhere else. I was a one-stop.
Right. There you go.
That was my mentality. So with that mentality, I called all of them. I gave them my idea of what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it. They said, "Don't worry about it. I'm there." Being there and me printing it out on the flyers, I went to, and I don't know if everybody know this, we got something called the metro stations. Okay, metro. That's how you get on trains, get on buses, public transportation all throughout the DMV. I had 100. No, I'm sorry. I did have 100 in each bag, which came up to about 500 altogether. I went to 5 different metro stations where people parked their cars. And guess what I did? I put cars from every car in the parking lots. I gave cars out to everybody that was walking in and out of those stations. And I was getting calls daily because of that. So my idea was to just engage with the folks first. Let them know who I am and why they should be there. Someone told me that I should just move this to be online. I said, that's cool. I'll do that in the future when the time comes or whatever. But I need to see people face to face. And he was kind of discouraging me. He's like, nobody's going to come because of COVID or whatever. I'm like, well, if that's the case, then they don't come. But I'm still going to have the event for those that want to come.
Yeah.
When we had the event, we had 15 people in there.
That's a good turnout.
That showed enough for me to be like, they don't know everything. Everybody don't know everything, and you got to go with your gut based off of how you interacted with people. Same people telling you face to face, yeah, I'm going to be there. I'm going to attend. I want to learn this and learn that. I gave them the opportunity to do so. So my whole mindset was just to come out of a comfort zone of being behind a computer screen. Be able to engage with them and let them know, hey, look, I'm here. I want to serve you. This is my team. This is who you can trust.
Yeah.
Out of that, one young lady, Toma, God bless you. I know you're probably watching. I love her.
Hi, congratulations on your home too.
She was we called her the question lady because she had 1,000 questions. Johnny can, he can definitely tell you about this. She had about 1,000 questions because of the fact that she was a first-time home buyer. She was nervous of the process. She didn't know what to do or how to do it. And it was just, she was a very nerve-wracking person. And we had to calm her down by just speaking to her in a way that she understood, saying that it's going to be okay. We are going to walk you through this process. Right. And sure enough, within 30 days, we got her into a new home. And on top of that, brother, guess what? She walked in with equity. $4,000 worth of equity.
What? That's love right there, man. That is love. I love that, man. But
And on
there's a
top
lot
of
to
that,
unpack. What? You got
I
something?
got the owner to fix everything that was broken or needed work on,
Uh-huh.
and it was an as-is deal.
Whoa, that's lovely, man. That is beautiful, man. We got old Saeed Sharman, man, from Silver Springs, Maryland. That's over in your
Yeah.
neck of the woods. Yeah, that's what's up. Saeed's been checking me out lately. So, man, I love it. I love it. There's a lot to unpack there. A lot. So, one thing I want to touch on is, real estate is something that is shrouded in secrecy for a lot of people, man, regular people like us. You know what I mean? And we just don't have that knowledge or have access to that knowledge. So her being nervous, I can absolutely 110% understand that. And I'm glad that she did ask a lot of questions, man. I know, at times it could be like, man, yeah, all right, okay, but hey, her not asking them questions, she didn't know those things. And she was brave enough and smart enough to ask. You know what I mean? So that's what I
And
love
I
about her.
applaud her for that. Because let me tell
Yes.
you something. As she asked me questions, I had to ask
Mm-hmm.
my mentor some questions. I'm like, she
Ooh.
asking questions that I ain't never even heard of before. And
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be honest, I get tired of realtors acting like they know everything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a game where you know everything. They're
Yep.
coming out with
Yep.
new stuff daily. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we have to be able to just say that we don't know, but we'll find out. There's nothing wrong
Boom.
with saying I'll find out. I say
Exactly.
that
I tell
all the
my people that.
time
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
I know I'm a rookie in this game, but
Mm-hmm.
I know my hustle to be able to get the answer. I'm gonna
Yep.
call 5 people in the next 5 minutes to get an answer,
Yep.
and I'll get back to you as soon as I get it because
Yep. Yep.
that's called responsibility and love
Absolutely.
for helping folks out and not
Yep.
just saying, yeah, I know this and know that. Now they just spend $100,000 on something they need to spend $100,000 on plus the
Right.
mortgage on their home,
Yep. 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 And I mean, it says a lot about you when you can say, you know what, I'm not sure on that, but the good thing is I know some people, so I can make a phone call and I'll have an answer for you, rather
Absolutely.
than rather than just saying some stuff just so it's like you have patted your own ego, like, okay, I told her something and she believed me, even when you don't know.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of people out there that are like that, man, and it's a shame. It really is. So I applaud you on that, man, on the seminar, on getting that first deal done, man,
Appreciate
and
it.
it being a deal where there's a bunch of questions, man. So you learned a ton along the way.
And
You know what I mean?
that's what people miss. Like
Yeah.
like even as an investor, like I had this guy. I don't like him. I'll just be honest.
Yeah. It is. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
He's just such a person that makes you feel so little,
Yeah.
because
One of
he's been
them.
doing it for so long. And then,
Mm,
it's like you can ask him what you want, but he's always gonna be right. And it's like, how do you even learn that way without having someone to come to you and feel comfortable to ask a
right.
question?
That. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I can't put myself in a bubble of know-it-all people because
Right.
the more
Nobody else.
you learn, the more I learn because I'm gonna ask you how you figure that out. And that makes you
Hmm.
like, you know what, I didn't know about this. So let me go back and find out. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It just keep
Yep.
us fresh, as the word says, iron sharpens iron. We supposed to keep
Yes.
each other sharp.
Absolutely. And then the man who knows everything is the biggest fool on the earth. You know what I mean?
Biggest.
If you think you know everything, you one of the biggest fools on earth, man. Because you got. It's good to know that you don't know, right? But then also to seek that knowledge, man. So yeah, I applaud you on that. I really do. And what was also interesting to me though was you said that after you did pass that your realtor exam and got your license and started at that brokerage, it took you nearly 6 months until you got your first check, man. So for all the people out there that think, because hey, I'll say this about y'all, about realtors, man. Y'all make it look good now with the glamour shots, you know what I mean, on your business
Man,
cards and looking
I
like money.
look, I saw this post on Facebook. It was like it was like a half split picture. One picture looked glamorous, as far as being, looking good. And then the
Yeah.
same picture on the other side, and it looked like he was old as ever. That's the real reality. That's the real reality right there. You look good just to bring them in, but they got to read your spirit, but not your face, man.
I love that. They gotta
Man,
read your
I ain't
spirit.
had these many bags on my eyes for I don't know how long, man. It's been a long time since I had bag on my eyes, but when I
Yeah.
got into this business, long
Yeah.
hours,
Right.
Man, they put a whole different definition on that.
Yeah, and people don't understand that. See, people think because they see those glamour photos, man, and it might be some nice cars or whatever, that but they think that becoming a realtor, as soon as you pass that exam and you start working at a brokerage, boom, the floodgates open up. When that is not the case, because I try to tell people this. You've got to build that network. Either you know somebody that owns a brokerage, or you're the son or daughter of somebody that owns a brokerage. Then you come in and you got leads. But if you are an unknown, there are a lot of realtors out there, a lot of realtors. So you've got to establish those relationships. You've got to do marketing. And like you said, you didn't have that money at the time for email campaigns, for mailing campaigns, you know what I mean? Things like that. So you had to get out there and get back to your roots. So it's important that people know the truth. Once you become a realtor, you're not going to get paid, man, for at least, 3-6 months, and if you're not like Darian, it could be a year before you get paid the first
There's
time.
some folks I've met recently that hasn't been paid in 2 years. They haven't gotten anything back in 2 years, and that's a lot of fees. That's a lot
Yes.
of promoting yourself. That's a lot of, and it's not that they're not doing any work; they're just not getting anything. And it's that type of game. Like, you have to also to get what you want. You got to grind to see some light. You may not get all the light, but you can get a piece of sunshine somewhere and let it shine on you for a little while. But the thing is that you have to be able to do what is needed in order to get that deal done. But I think the real thing is having people to trust you. Realtors have begun to have a bad name in some cases, and people say, "Oh, you shouldn't have to do that because they have a bad name," and a lot of people don't trust it. And people, I can do it myself. Yeah, you can't do it yourself. That's no problem. But you can also get caught up on your own too, if you don't know what you're doing. And I know that on the investor side that you're alone. You don't have the insurance, like most people have. You don't have the help or the team that you would have, in a brokerage. You don't have, all of the resources and paperwork that someone could check over for you. You got to know that for your own. So, you like I said, with anything, you have to build your team. And you don't have an effective team, you're not gonna do anything positive. I have my family. My first team was my family. Then as I began to know my partners in the brokerage, we all started working and teaching each other a lot of things and supporting each other and being able to go to these open houses together and stuff like that. So you have to have that mindset of like, all right, who's who? You don't have to talk to everybody. They make that real known. You don't have to talk to everybody. You have to look around the room. Some people, I love what's the name of that movie with Denzel Washington? The loudest one in the room is he said something like the loudest one in the room is always the easiest one or something like that. Like, let's look and know who your crowd is. Look and know who you want to build with. Look and know who's in quiet. And I always look for the quiet folks, because sometimes those are folks that's on their phone working still. And I've seen it. Like, people that got their computers in the middle of a party. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna just say hi. I ain't gonna bother you too much, but I just need your name and number. I'll call you later.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna let
me treat you to a tea or coffee or whatever, some donuts. Some simple. And it's all and in this game, people got to understand that you got to have a really creative thought process. Like, you got to show people, oh yeah, I could take you out, but you know what? Let's go on a fishing trip where I get you away from the city life calls. And I'm gonna have your full attention. I'm gonna try to get you to understand who I really am, and that we're gonna bond in a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely,
I'm over here dropping gems and stuff on my mind. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, I'm telling you, lesson right there, y'all. Hey, so I gotta say what's up to my man Gilbert, man, down there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, all the way. I love it, man. Appreciate you, Gilbert. So man, you dropped a few gems there, man. But one of the main things you said was, people have to trust you. And you know what I mean? And that's what I tell people with the investing that we do, is that it's not even about the house at times, man, because we're solving a problem. That's what being an entrepreneur is. And that's what I personally bring to the marketplace, so that I can be an entrepreneur, is that I solve problems that pertain to real estate. Right. But they're still problems nonetheless. They are problems outside of this house. So if I can show this person that we're not on opposite sides of the table, man. Me trying to get this house for as cheap as I can, and you trying to sell it for the most that you can. No, I'm on the same side of that table with you, trying to get you to your goal, right? We've got the same finish line that we want to cross together. And when we can make people understand that or show them that and they trust us, man, the house, they'll let us do anything with the house because they know that
Absolutely.
we are competent and capable enough to solve their problem. You know what I mean? And you said something big, man. When you had that seminar, you had somebody there, you had an inspector there, you had the mortgage broker there, right? You had you had all these different fields, and all of these people had something to do with real estate. So
Mhm.
I wanted to mention this, man, because I know that you bump into, notaries, property managers, all types of stuff.
Mhm.
People need to know that getting into real estate, if you can't be an investor, all right, if you don't have the money, all right, if you don't have a mentor to show you the ropes where you can use other people's money, you can go out and you don't want to be a realtor, right? You can go out there and you can be a notary, you can be an inspector, you can do office work for a property manager, right? To learn the game, to bring value. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
there's all those other positions, man. So talk to me about some of those different people you bump into just in the real estate world, man. Finding deals, closing deals, all the stuff that you
Well,
do.
let me tell you something. Doing these, I'm a networker. I love to network. I get
Mm-hmm.
tired of networking. I'm gonna be real about it.
Okay.
If we gonna be real, we gonna be real.
Absolutely. That's all I need, doctor, man.
Networking can be very tiresome. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can really like be like, oh, it's another networking event one night, and then it's just like I really don't feel like going. But then you got to think, I got bills to pay, I got a family to feed, I got clothes that I need to make sure that I could purchase and wear every day. I got gas. Let's not mention that. So the thing is that we have to like kind of force ourselves to do things that we don't want to do. If you don't like reading, look, read a book or something for 30 minutes a day or whatever so you can get used to it. Because in this game, you have to read or you get caught up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
during my networking mindset and times, I begin to get to know more and more folks, and more folks introduce me and their folks, and it just become a ripple effect. And one of my
Mm-hmm.
mentor, he introduced me to a lender. His name is David Wynn.
Mm-hmm.
They call him. They say he's the winning team. he,
Okay.
he
Okay.
he's so good that he says he guarantees to close your deal in 21 days or less.
Ooh,
He
that
he
is
he
pretty
he,
good.
he has the reputation and the paperwork to show it. He likes to brag. That's that's what he do. But
Okay.
but
Okay.
he is so sure of it. He said, this is what we do. And you're not going to get pre-qualified. You're going to get qualified. And that's why I like to
Okay.
work with him. He
Yes, sir.
and what he told me one time is, and this is like me coming to him as a realtor. He said, hey,
Mm-hmm.
have you thought about investing? I was like, well, I am, trying to invest because I
Mm-hmm.
believe every realtor should invest in something because
Absolutely.
it's going to be a time where the market's going to be dry. You're not going to catch
Yes.
any leads, and you still need
Right.
to have a flow of income. So
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
he said, hey, you ever thought about investing, whatever? I'm like, and he's an investor. He got multiple properties, and not only that, he has a mathematics major and doctorate degree or something. I'm like, yeah, numbers off the top of your head.
Yeah, like
but um, but
mm-hmm.
um, we had a conversation. He's like, hey, I want, let's have a meeting. Me and my family had a meeting with him because I'm invested with my family. And he's
Okay.
like, hey, I like you, and I want to give you some tips. And he said, not only that, whatever you want to do in the community, I'll put up money with you.
Love it.
I only met
With
this
you.
man once.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody catching it, but
Mm-hmm.
he's
Mm-hmm.
like, look, I already have people that I'm invested. Once I get my return on them, what you want to look at?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Stuff like that, it's just based off of communicating with people, letting people know who you are, that you ain't got to be fake around them, and if they don't like you, they don't like you. Everybody ain't got to like you know what I'm saying? So my whole thing was just the fact that you know connecting with folks that like him, connecting with folks like my guy Joey at
Mm-hmm.
University, shout out to him, connecting with
Okay.
folks like mentor Tyrone Eugene.
Yeah.
He these are folks that are also connecting me with their people, that they
Yes.
trust me with their folks, that I will
Oh,
represent them well.
there
So
you go.
how you approach yourself to folks would tell a lot about how they would want you to approach others that's in their bubble as well. So, that's just one example. I got a whole list, but I just want to give you that one because that one right there showed me the power of truly being yourself and not having to worry about how they think about you, but just knowing how authentic you would get you more than any money can ever get you.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Oh my goodness. I'm glad, man. Thank you for coming on the show, brother. Thank you, because we are uncovering some important things, man. Because this is coming from, you and I who have been in the trenches, man, and then faced adversity, you know what I mean, and made it through that adversity to turn it into an asset. What you're talking about is real, man, because I hear that saying, oh, you gotta dress for success. You know what I mean? Man, it's people out there in $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 suits and outfits and Gucci outfits, man. That outfit is not going to determine whether you have success or not. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff don't matter, man. What matters is, one, are you your authentic self, right? And I mean, just being authentic, being yourself, and then do you really care if when you meet somebody, are they going to be better off than they were before they met you, right? Because they met you. Absolutely. And if you can have that and show that, right, it just radiates off of you based off of how you move, the questions that you ask people, right? You don't just go up and just asking people just to give you some money or their time or some leads, or no, what can I do? What can I do for you? What can I do to help you? Oh, my daughter's down here. What you want, Ella? Oh, the ball.
Hey, you gotta have all the kids around. I mean, hey, that's the bring you joy. Right
hey, that's it. Yeah, that's the boss lady right there, man. That's the boss lady. So, real quick, I'm gonna go help her out. I'm gonna let you take over here for a minute, man. You know what to do. Answer this question for me. When you go through that underwriting process, man, what are you nervous about? Or what's on your mind, right? When a person in the underwriting process, for those that don't know, is when the contract has been accepted and they're at the title company going through inspections and things like that. What are you nervous about as a realtor? And I'll be right back. Give that to my people.
Man, whoever listening, it's a lot that can go down in doing that process. I mean, my client on the buyer side can have issues as far as, surprises, or they done spent or got credit on this, credit on that. And then, they done decided to go to the rent-a-center. I done heard so much about that, mess up the deal last minute it's so much that goes on with that process where you just tell your client to just be still, like don't do nothing, don't say nothing, don't breathe, don't walk out your house, don't take a shower, don't do nothing, don't run no water, no nothing. But on the real, like that process is just to kind of, it gives me reassurance that everything's okay. But what it's not, you have to prepare for the worst. Even though it may not be that bad, you still have to be able to say, all right, this is what they came back with, or this is what it could be. If they got a nick in the title, if there's a lien on the property, whatever the case may be, we want to make sure that we are prepared to take on that issue. And like with me myself, I never had that issue yet. God, I hope I don't. But as I'm sitting there waiting for them to bring me, say that we're clear to close, I'm saying, okay, let me go to my team. If this and that happened, what do I do? See, this is where since I haven't personally experienced it, I know folks who have. So I go to the folks, and that's part of the networking thing that we're talking about, to be able to be prepared for what could happen, and that what we need to do so we can hop on it quickly. Because one bad thing can really mess up a good deal. And it hasn't happened to me, but I've seen others go through it, and I'm like, dang, that's messed up. Like, they were so close. You did all this work, and now it's gone. I had a friend. He's a realtor in D.C. He was working on a $1.5 million deal.
Ooh,
great commission off of that. Great commission, and he was getting all his commission off of that. And the seller had a lien on the property, a mechanics lien, and it was like worth $200,000. I don't
The
know
lien
what.
was?
Yeah, I don't
Ooh,
know what he did, but
that's a big one.
yeah, but it's DC too, so I ain't surprised.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, okay.
And it was like, yo, like because it held the deal back for so long because the buyer wanted nothing to do with it anymore because they were on a timeline. They wanted to
Yes.
be in at a certain point. They wanted to
Mm-hmm.
get stuff done, and you can't be mad at that because
Right.
when
They had
when
things to
they're
do.
doing their job, they're doing their job, and the seller doesn't have all his ducks in a row.
Yep.
Whose fault is it? And that's what we call, and what we used to talk about earlier before we got on, the key words: due diligence.
Due diligence.
Before you even
Absolutely.
think about putting on the market, make sure all your stuff is in a row. Before you think about
Mm-hmm.
going to actually purchase a home, make sure you got all your closing help, all your, your down, your down deposit. Make
Yeah,
sure that
your
you know
EMD. Yeah.
your EMD. Yeah, make sure you got all that stuff in your account and
Mm-hmm.
it's ready to go. Because
Mm-hmm.
you're slowing up a process of trying to make sure that people are happy, ready to move forward.
Yes.
And when they feel
Yes.
as though they can't trust you anymore,
Right. Yeah. It takes a lot. Yeah, it takes a lot to build and earn that trust, but something like that to lose that trust, man, and that's your own fault if that happens. You know what I mean? And you did not do your due diligence and
absolutely.
have yourself prepared, right? People say,
Even,
luck. Oh, go
but
ahead.
bro, even as a realtor, though,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
some realtors have to take a fault of that because they should be asking the particular questions
Yep.
that will make sure that doesn't happen. Because
Absolutely.
because because
100%.
it makes no sense that you spent a month and maybe even more with a person
Yeah.
that you don't even know or know their situation or know what's going on in the house that you're trying to sell or purchase. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it takes, and even as an investor, like I said, you're on your own
Mm-hmm.
as an
Yep.
investor as well.
Yep. That's
So
where that
so
title
you
search comes
it's
in.
either a double work for you, because you
Mm-hmm.
don't need to have all the personal connections that you would go through.
Right.
But the
Especially
thing
when you're
is,
starting out.
exactly, so you got to kind
Mm-hmm.
of build that on your own. But the thing
Yes.
is, either side, you have to do your due diligence to make sure that it's safe. I believe everything is good.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, I can, the buyer can afford this. We can go over the
Mm-hmm.
threshold of that. The
Mm-hmm.
seller, he got all this paperwork together. The title
Mm-hmm.
company, is going to go through it, not see a nick on anything.
Yeah.
I always ask when I work with sellers, I tell my guy Joey, hey, look, can you just do a quick search? Just a
Yeah,
quick
that's
search.
it. Yep. Quick
It
search.
don't cost nothing. Just a quick search.
No, because they only got a glance at it too, and they be like, "Yeah, Darian, it's cool." They do. I got
Yeah.
that at the
Now
abstract
what
company,
costs
man.
more, they'll go a little bit deeper,
Yeah.
but just to know that you are starting off good.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong
Mm-hmm.
with that.
That comes from those connections, man, and making people really be happy that Darian called. You know what I mean? That Darian's calling, right? We not answering the phone like, oh, it's Darian again, man. I know we got the, he gonna ask for this, right? No, baby, you want them to, hey Gene, how you doing? I'm glad you called, or hey Darren. We want them to be glad that we called so that when we are in those situations, we can say, hey, I'm going forward with this transaction. I know that you're good at your job, and I just wanted to ask you a quick opinion, nothing major. And they you hear them typing in the background. Oh yeah, this one looks all right. You can move forward with that one.
Let me
Simple
tell
as
you
that.
something, man. I had a deal that I should have had, but I had to walk away from it because it was too complicated.
Really?
It was a home in Suitland, Maryland.
Okay.
Three bedroom. No, actually 4 bedroom, 3 baths.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous spot in the perfect area to sell.
Mm.
And it was an investor special. Like everything needed to be gutted.
Okay. Yeah.
So I know it would have
Mm-hmm.
been quick to sell without a
Mm-hmm.
heartbeat.
Right. Right.
I told her, I said, okay. She said she was paying the mortgage and she just couldn't afford it no more. And they were about to go into
Oh,
pre-foreclosure.
I wish you'd have called me. I love those.
Let me tell you, all right, we're gonna see after
I
this
do.
one. We're gonna
Okay.
see it.
Okay.
We're gonna see
Let me
after
see
this
what you
one.
got. What you got? What you got?
I asked the lady, I said, hey, what do you want to do with this property? I want to sell it quickly. Me and my family are tired of dealing with it. Okay, I said, all right, cool. I said, let me look it up, some information. So I asked her, this is my first red flag. I said, who do you pay your mortgage company? You know, who you pay, who's the mortgage company you pay? I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely a red flag.
Okay, you don't know. I said, how much do you pay? My husband does it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I said, all right, let me do a title search real quick. It won't take a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Call my guy Joey. This is no joke.
Yeah.
He says, hey, I need your extra. He gives me an email because it was so many questions he couldn't say it over the phone. He gave me an email that was about this long. And one of the things that came to me is that who is the current owner of this property?
Right.
And she said she was the owner, and that wasn't true. See, what happened was there was 50% owned by her sister. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And after the father passed away,
probate.
There was 50% that was owned by 11 of his kids.
Oh, I don't want no problems with y'all, none whatsoever. Yeah, you got me on that one. Now I'm running the other direction. Nope.
And all of the kids lived in different states.
Oh no, yeah, because they all got a sign, man. They all got a sign to convey that property.
But not even that, the 50% owner had to agree to it. Either way,
right? Yeah, everybody had to agree to the number
because they're only sharing off of the 50%,
right?
You know that they were sharing on the side, and and she was coming asking me, you know, to sell it, but they didn't have no permission from the 50% owner.
Yeah, so you would have got the closing. You would have got the closing, and there would have been title issues because you couldn't convey that property with the signatures that you had, and then your buyer would have been like, "Man, what the hell's going on?"
The underlying process would have been dead.
Oh gosh, man, yeah, that's a mess, man. So we you know, I'm not on the realtor side. I'm on the investor side, man, and we use creative financing and subject to. So we actually we do a little searching of our own. Right. We trust but verify. Right. We trust but we verify everything, man. So those situations, they do pop up. And one thing we learn in real estate, which you are seeing firsthand, is that some people, man, they are delusional and they feel like they can, you know, just pull the wool over your eyes. You know what I mean? And that's if you're good at what you do, then that very rarely happens, although it still can. But
it's like like someone tried to play me one time and just straight up lie. I'm like, do you know we have like software and
yeah, we can look at this stuff
in counties, and like we have stuff that we can use to know the truth. Like just be straightforward, because you may be saving yourself, you know.
yeah, for real, man. And then if you would have went to closing with that one with the 11 different owners of the 50%, and then the one owner of the other 50%, and your buyer, you know, felt some sort of way about it, they could have put a list pendants on that house where it shows on public record that there's a lawsuit, you know, been filed on this house. So if they try to sell it again, you know, they're going to have to, the other buyers are going to see that and be like, oh no, there's a lawsuit here, you know. So it just,
and look, what people don't even understand, they could come after us and sue us, say it's our fault.
As a realtor, yeah,
you should have did this, you should have did that, you knew this, you knew that. And that's everybody, no matter what goes right, whenever one thing goes wrong, it's always our fault.
Yeah, that is true.
That's law.
That is true.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
and I've accepted that, you know. And the thing is like, I don't stop asking questions, even if I know. I don't stop asking questions, because I may forget something. I may forget the slightest answer of what you said. I may forget, you know, I may, you know, try to remember, did you mean it like this or like that? You know, so I'm gonna make sure everything's clear, crystal clear. And if it ain't crystal clear, we're gonna have a problem, because I can't move forward without actually getting this answer.
That's right. I gotta have this this information, this answer, man. So
for those, if I would have sold that house, man, I would just place my crown, say I'm the greatest alive, you know, because 11
if you got that done, 11 in 11 different states, man, and they own 50. They were in on 50% of it, dude. So divvying that up between them, like older,
50%, that's crazy.
Yeah, like man. But for those of you guys that popped in late, my name is Gene Boykin. I'm the founder of the Go Getter family. This is Darian Cole, the realtor. He's out in Maryland and then that D.C., Northern Virginia area. Tonight we're talking to you about real estate, man. The the real of real estate. All right. So you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you feel like we brought you some value. Also, we're going to answer some questions. So if you guys have any questions, put them in the comments and we will get them near the end of the show so we can get you guys some game. All right. So, man, Darren, this has been a good one, man. This has been a good one. I wanted to ask you though. Well, I wanted to say this though too, man. A couple of my mentors say, whoever asks the best questions is going to be the most successful. So when you said you don't stop asking questions, that's a good quality to have, man. You know what I mean?
Look, I get on my mentor's nerve. You can call him. I call him right now. Let you know that when I first started this, my first deal, every night I called him about something. I didn't care what it was. I told him, look, I know you're tired of it. What's this? How we protected for this? How we protected for that? Because I'm learning, and people got to understand that when you're learning, it's okay to ask a million questions when you're learning. Like when you have your folks to come to you, the go-getters of the world, and they just got to be able to, go get, but they don't know how to go get. All right, let me go ahead and call Gene real quick and see how he would do this. Let me see how he would approach this, because we can't be too prideful to ask a simple question that can give you $100,000 more than what you had before.
Exactly, man. And see, the thing is, for the people that don't ask questions, apparently they already know. You know what I mean? And if you already know, there's nothing I can teach you. You already know, right?
Look, even the stuff I do know, I still ask about it because I want to know what you know that I don't know.
Yep, man.
And everybody, and I've had, like, when it comes to creative financing, I've heard at least 100 different ways to do that.
There's a lot,
least.
yeah.
So, and it's like in Maryland has all these different programs, and we got NACA, we got all these different things. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I put all this in my bubble, and when somebody asks me a question, which one's best for you? I'm gonna go in the bag. And that's what it's all about: being educated. When you meet the people, your clients, or potential seller or whatever. You know which one is best for them that you can approach them about.
Absolutely, man. And you're bringing value to them by having access to that knowledge, whether it's in the memory bank or you can reach out, man. And that is another thing. That is the joy and the privilege of having a mentor.
Absolutely.
Having a mentor, man. You could call your mentor and ask questions, man, and bug them with questions, man. Bug me with questions. If these aren't questions that you can easily find on Google, ask me. If you can't, you know what I mean? Like that's my thing.
I'm gonna flip it too, Gene.
Talk to me.
If you got folks that's not giving you the answer that you're looking for, it's time for you to find somebody else.
You better believe it. I'm
gonna be honest and straightforward about that.
Please do.
There's so many folks I cut off because they either didn't want to tell me the truth or be honest and just give me the full answer.
Right,
or they by holding back my success, because they're getting jealous at the fact that I'm becoming successful this early because they didn't start off this early. They didn't have the help. That if my thing is, why would you want someone to struggle?
Right. Especially if you struggled, like why would you?
And you know how rough it is, and this person got bills. This person is trying to get away from the full-time job mentality, or like. They're trying to live free like you, but you want to hold them down. There's enough food to feed everybody.
Boom. That's that abundance mindset. See that scarcity mindset where you want to withhold information. You want to be a gatekeeper, and then you feel like you see competition in the young up and comer that's doing their thing. You've got that scarcity mindset, and to me, and this is 100% real, Darren, man. I don't care what a person has materially. All right, they could drive the nicest car, live in the nicest house, man. That with a mindset like that, your spirit, your soul, man, it isn't happy. You know what I mean? It is not happy, man. So I don't care what material things that you have, because those things in the end are meaningless. You know what I mean? Yeah, those things are meaningless, man. So
and not even that though. It's like even those that's learning, stop looking at those that do have it as a way of saying, yeah, I want to get there. I want to drive that Benz. I want to do that, because those are just distractions.
Yep, they are.
Like you're looking way that I'm not saying you can't have it. I'm not saying you'll never get there, but let's look at the very next step. How do I become who I want to become? How do
and
I?
what do I need to do?
Yeah, what do I need to learn in order to get there?
I love that, man.
Not just
Because
all right. I'm gonna go buy. I saw this realtor. He was fresh just like me. Actually, graduated around the same time I did.
mhm.
And his first deal, he went to go put a down payment on the Benz.
Come on now, come on.
And I'll never forget it. I never forget it because he was posting it, and I was like, dude, you know, you're in a market that's kind of like tough, right? Like, you know, like
Right.
you're not really about to get deals like, you know, this is early COVID time, you know, because you put a deal out there, next 30 seconds, you might have, you know, somebody who wanted to put, you know, bid on it. And now you got about 20 bids on the one house. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? But
mm,
it's not that type of market. And now,
right.
you know, I see them now, and it's like, oh, you know, I can't drive bad boy, gas too expensive. Like, gas too expensive. You just bought the car
Yeah, you talking
that
about gas?
you shouldn't be tripping over no gas, brother.
Not at all. You driving a Mercedes, you should not be worried about no gas prices. And see, this speaks to a couple of things, man. And Darren, this was a good tip, man. So I had to put that up here on the screen. So Darren should record some of his questions and answers and post them on YouTube as he goes. It will help those coming up behind. So Darren got that YouTube channel. I figured I'd throw that up. I
Hey,
read
look,
it. I was like, man, that's a good one.
I ain't did it for a while. I've been busy, but I'm gonna get back
It's
to
hard.
it.
That's the thing, man. What a lot of viewers don't understand, man, is that this takes time out of our day that we could be devoting to something else that feeds our families, man. Now, you know, I do enjoy pouring into people, but it takes some time and energy, man, to
Yeah.
give this knowledge out, man. So hey, what up from Arizona, Romeo the player? That's what you
With
got to put on,
Juliet
man.
at? That was funny.
Yeah. So this is the thing, man. A couple of things here, right? So when we're first starting out, right, I'm taking my family to Mexico next week, and I had never seen a beach with my own eyes until just last summer. And I was 40 years old, man, and my daughter is 3 years old, and she's been fixated on wanting to see a beach. So she's gonna see a beach at 3 and in another country, man. And that's, you know, breaking
That's what's up.
generational chains. But the thing about that is this. I could have went to Mexico, you know, last year when around the times when I got the 4 houses in 90 days and stuff like that, and kind of started to change things. But I'd have been like your boy with the Mercedes. You feel me? I wouldn't have been talking about going to Mexico now. I'd have been talking about gas. You feel
Yeah.
me? So the thing is see, people try to breathe life into these inanimate objects, man. Cars, expensive shoes, expensive clothes, man. Those things we don't put value in those things. We then value those things above ourselves. I
Absolutely.
Yeah, I could have went to Mexico last year, out of the country or whatever, man, but I still knew that there was places that I needed to go personally to reach within, man, and the knowledge. So I took that money and I invested that in myself. Man, I even had to, you know, borrow money and max out my credit cards again after I had made some money to invest in myself and my knowledge. Instead of doing the things that look good on the outside. And now, you know, I can go to Mexico this year without talking about gas and all that stuff when I get back, man. So there's a saying that when our income increases, it's like our cost of living suddenly increases.
Mm-hmm.
But just because our income increased, what we need to survive on, that hasn't went up, you know, because we start making some more money up here. We need to keep that down here. Yeah, we need to keep that down here for a minute. Just chill, you know, just chill
Hey,
and stack that up, man, and make
I
our
got a
money
lady
from
that tell
employees.
me, why you always gotta act so broke? I said, I ain't acting, bro. You know,
Right,
I'm just I don't let money phase me. Like if I want to do
right.
something, I have the means of doing it, I'm gonna do it. But
Yep, yep.
I'm always act like, oh, that's too much. That's, you know, I can't afford that, and I might
I
actually
mean,
can. But my
yeah,
mentality is like, I'm not trying to give them more money. I'm trying to put
right.
money into myself by investing it.
Yes, make your money an employee, man. And then it says it in The Richest Man in Babylon, man, right? And I'm misquoting this, yet I'm paraphrasing at the same time. So whatever that means, right? Um, but but when you make a dollar, right? That dollar needs to go to work for you, man. Go to work for you. And then when that dollar goes to work for you, that dollar needs to have little baby dollars. And
Yeah.
when that dollar has those baby dollars go to work for you too. All right. And yeah, and then when those start to accumulate, then those dollars, man, that you are accumulating while you're asleep, you don't have to put any more time and energy into that, will pay for those little liabilities, man, that you want, those things where the people say to you, why are you acting broke all the time, Darian? Well, you not acting broke, you acting smart.
And
You know
people
what I
would never,
mean?
and another thing, people would never know how much money I have.
Right. They shouldn't,
And I think that's one of the biggest things, because there's a lot of showboaters in this game on the investor and real estate, being the realtor side, and there's like so many folks that want people to know how much they make. I can tell you how much I grossed in sales or whatever, but I'm not going to tell you how much is in my bank account so you can stalk
Right.
me all day, so you can say, oh, you got this and you got that, because I tell you, family turn on you real quick.
What? Oh my goodness.
Tell you,
Yes.
bad family turn on you real quick.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Quick like, man. Quick like. That's why I call them relatives, man. You know what I mean? My family. Yeah, my family. God gave me my family, man, because they don't got the same blood as me. My family. You know what I mean? My relatives do. They got the
Hey
same
man,
blood,
I
man.
understand completely, man. I
Yeah.
understand. I got people that I've worked with for a long time that I trust them more than folks that I've known my entire life.
Mm, mm,
And
mm.
that says a lot, you know what I'm saying? And my only thing is being able to just still be myself, not allow
Mhm.
nobody. That's why, I tell people, watch the crowd and watch the funds that you get. All
Yeah.
funds ain't necessarily good funds.
Nope.
All the
Sure ain't.
crowds that you're in ain't necessarily all the good crowds. So,
Nope.
the funds, and when I meet people like, oh, funds, if it's free, it's free. Ain't nothing really free. I'm gonna just
No. It
put it
never
out
is,
there.
man. Nothing is free, man.
That
Ever,
I
man.
owe you come around real quick.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. And the thing is, too, it says this in the Bible, man. And I love the Bible because it has a knowledge in there about life and a blueprint, of what we need to do to be successful. You know what I mean? To be successful, and we are supposed to be successful, but we are supposed to be successful in our purpose. In our purpose, man. And if your purpose, if that includes as a side effect of it money and wealth, well then it does, and if it does not, well then it does not, because that's not what's going to make you happy anyway. If it is the money part, if you're not in your purpose, you know what I mean? So man, dude, there's a lot of gems in this one, man, a lot of gems, brother. So I'm gonna go to a question here, man. This is Saeed Charmin. He says, question for Darren. I know Gene, speaking of going to our city hall, which is the courthouse square for us in Mo County, Mo County. I don't know if that's an acronym. You might know.
Montgomery.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, Montgomery. Okay. I'm like, I don't
yeah.
know. When I
I
went
got
to
it. I
permit,
got you.
all right. When I went to permits and inspections, they gave me some auction number, and then he goes on to say, which was a third-party group dealing with sheriff's auction. Where would you look into around here?
See, auctions is a different game. Us
Yeah,
realtors do not like auctions.
I give him the game. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, but give me, if you, I believe he's you in Maryland, but give me a call whenever I share my information, because I
Hmm.
know someone who does deal with auctions, and we
That's
can give
beautiful.
them, like I said, I will be honest, I don't know much on that
So,
auction side, or
yeah.
dealing with, because I know there's a main group that deals with auction all throughout Maryland, and
Hmm.
I don't like them only because they get all the houses I want, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I do know someone who is in there that will give me some understanding of how they work, because if they're dealing with sheriff auctions, sheriff shouldn't be necessarily doing any auctions, because most likely the bank should be involved with that somewhere.
Yeah, it's gonna be, well, the bank forecloses, and then
Yeah,
it's the sheriff, or it's either the trustee. The sheriff is just the trustee
yeah.
for that auction. But Saeed, what's going on here is, one thing about Maryland is this, right? There's a state law in Maryland where um, foreclosures, they cannot be marketed to, all right,
Hmm. Yeah,
unless you are a licensed realtor. So,
absolutely.
yep. So, with that though, on the other hand, on the flip side of that, Saeed, because I'm a foreclosure specialist. This is what
Get
I
it
this is
done,
what
Jane.
I
Get it done.
specialize in. Yeah, I love it. I love it, man. So if they're selling us to a third, or giving this to a third party group dealing with sheriff's auctions, they are either the trustee, or they have bought that information, from the county, but this is public record, man. So you would want to tell them that okay, if they don't have a list, that's fine, but you can just give me your last 10 filings. It is public records. If they don't want to give you those last 10 filings, what you do is you just politely ask them, well, is it a Freedom of Information Act form that I fill out? And then who do I bring that to? And they're going to straighten up, because that is public information by law. We do have access to that information. So, but the marketing to those foreclosures in Maryland, you'll want to take a look at, because I do know there's some state regulations on that.
And whoever is the county, wherever the county building is in Mo, because I know Mo County, and they always are on their stuff, and they are always up to date. Always talk to the county buildings, because they have all the records that are previous and within 180 days that are fresh. Like they definitely know how, and to give you those proper answers that you look for.
He says, okay, just wanted to pretty much follow up to what Gene was saying. Ooh, okay, just learned something. Wow. All right, hey, glad we could provide you with some value, man. Glad we could provide you with some value. So if there's any other questions, go ahead, put them in the comments. If not, I'm not going to keep Darian too much longer. We was on here for hour and 10 minutes. We've been getting it in. Didn't feel like that long, brother.
When you enjoy your job, enjoy what you're doing. Hey,
man,
you don't really count too much.
Yeah, I don't work, man. I do not work, man, with what I do. I get to see, I truly believe, man. I really do, because I believe in God, man. God saved my life. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual, you know what I mean? And God saved me, man, and gave me, just, man, his grace, you know what I mean? But
you look at a man, their father was killed in 9th grade, raised by men that I didn't even know. So you understand? I understand the whole system of being able to say miracle.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Yeah, that's what
my life, man. The way I grew up, my life could have been totally different from counting money in a positive manner.
right, man. Right. Yes, man. And that's God's grace right there. That is God's grace, man. And so it goes back to me anyway of what you had said earlier in the show, man, is that, you are looking to help people. Right. And that's Absolutely. That's why this was this profession was even suggested to you. You know what I mean? It was like because people, you reach out to people, and in your spirit and in your soul, and the person that told you that, your brother, he knows that you like to help people, man. So so you putting that in your mind and your heart first, that you want to go out there and you do want to be of service to these people and help these people, you're having a major impact on their life. And the side effect of that for you is beneficial for you and your family, man. But you are going out there with that in the front of your mind. How can I help this person? Not how much money can I make off this person? You know what I mean? And there's a major difference.
If I was counting the money, I wouldn't care about how many deals that I necessarily wanted to attack to get funding from. I just said, give me the money. Whatever it is, give it to me. I would have took that job that had 50% owner of one end, and then 50% owner of 11 kids. I would have took that. But like, I don't care how stressful it is. Just give it to, because you understand, trying to get as much money is going to kill you.
Yes, it is. That's
what people don't understand. Like, you're going to kill yourself trying to reach as much money. Now, I have a goal, my personal goal. I want to reach $500,000. I feel like I will feel comfortable with that being in my life and doing whatever I wanted to do. Not saying I don't want to get to the million. Not saying I don't want to get to 10 million. Not saying I want to get to 100 million. My thing is, I set a goal.
Right.
However way I get there is where I'm going to do to get there. And my thing is, I'm not going to be stressful trying to get there. Okay. Because I still have to live my life. I still have to enjoy my life. I still 100%. Have to wake up and saying, I love what I do. And I love taking my time to get there. It's just that process of trying to get to where you want, because you set a goal. Like when you got into the business, your goal was set at this. You didn't realize how much fun it would be to get to it.
Right.
Now the fun could be stressful, but it feels so much better when you get it done. And you look back at it, it's like, wow, I did all and went through all that. And I made it, so it gives you that boost of confidence of saying that I can do this.
Yes, like you like, man, and when you look back, you look back at it, you like, oh my goodness, man, I went through that. I had to overcome this, and
our first deal, she cried in front of me, And I was
That's
like, I wanted this feeling every single time because she was so scared. Coming from a renter mentality to a homeowner, there's so many things. You can't call nobody to fix certain stuff. You got to do it on your own. You know, you got all these different types of people trying to reach you and tell you to buy this and buy that. But the thing is, just being able to know that you've helped somebody along the way in the process to get to their goal, no matter if it's their first home, second home, third home, and know that you bless them just by assisting them.
Yes.
That's good enough for me.
Man, well, yes, that is fulfillment right there, man. Fulfillment. You are fulfilled. We are supposed to uplift others. You know what I mean? I mean, again, it says it in the Bible, man, that, if if your neighbor comes and asks you for a coat to wear and you have a coat, don't tell him, yes, but come back tomorrow and I will give you a coat. Right? Don't tell them to come back tomorrow if you got it, man. You know what I mean? And that's why I do what I do, especially working with the foreclosures, because these people's backs are against the wall and they feel like there are no other options. And then we come in with the knowledge that we have and we show them that there are other options, man. And you can see it getting lifted off of them, man. Like, oh my goodness, I thought it was over, and here we are. That is a beautiful feeling, man. And when you can put that type of energy out there into the universe, right? It absolutely 110%, it comes back to you, man, because you're radiating that out. That's what you're putting out there. What you put out there, it comes back to you like a boomerang, man. You know what I mean? So absolutely. I love it. I love it. Mighty Savage says, can you clarify the marketing on those foreclosures? So Maryland just, it's a state law, right? So the different states have different laws, right? But the foreclosure information being a public record, that is a federal law. So that's everywhere. But Maryland, they have a state law that says you cannot market to foreclosures, right? So that means like cold calling them, sending them mailers, text blasts, things like that. All right. Now, I am not an attorney. All right. I am not an attorney, nor am I an accountant. So you would want to seek somebody who is licensed in your state or in your market for advice. Okay. From what I hear, though, we can door knock. We can door knock. All right. But you will want to look into that further. I've never done a foreclosure transaction in Maryland. I've never completed.
Can I give 2 cents on that?
Please do. Please do.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and get it out the way. Realtors, they do actually try to reach out to foreclosed homes.
Realtors can, yeah.
But they do it in a different way. So let me tell you one of the ways that I do it. Because foreclosure is like a piece of heaven for me.
Okay. Yes, it is. For a realtor, absolutely, man.
Easy money. It's just easy. But what I do, so when I see a home that may have been foreclosed or whatever, I use this program where it used to be called Land Grid, but it's now called Regrid, I believe. I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with that.
Oh, I'm not.
It used to be called Land Grid, but now it's called Regrid. So the way this works is that you type in, it goes through all of United States of America. You type in an email, not email, but an address or the land that is owned or whatever the case may be. And they show you everything about that property. Everything about that property. I figure out who the current owners are or who the upcoming owners are going to be. And guess what? I Google them. I Google them. I see their Facebook. I see if they got a Facebook. I see if they got an Instagram. I see if they got a LinkedIn. I see what events they're going to next. And guess what? I pop up on them. And they don't even know that I've been looking for them.
Yeah, sure don't. You got to find them.
Because it ain't nothing against seeing people face to face and asking them a question. Say, hey, look, I'm a realtor, or I'm an investor.
Yeah.
Are you interested in investing, or do you, like to sell homes or whatever? Whatever question that spark them and say, oh, I am selling, thinking about selling. I just foreclosed, or whatever. Like, really? Like, you got to act like, you got to play the really.
Yeah.
And that's what one of the reasons why I call being able to do due diligence. You got to put time into this work. You have to do it like what you think you're doing, you ain't doing enough.
Nope.
Like even if you are doing enough, you ain't doing enough. You
sure ain't. I love it. I
That's
love it,
that
man.
mindset that you got to have. And that's just one tool that we use. There's another one like I think it's called Red X and some other
Yeah, there's
stuff.
prop stream too, man. There's prop
Yeah,
stream,
yeah,
but what I like about what you said is because that's part of our researching prospects process, right? And our finding prospects in the 7 steps. And what I like about that is, you came out the mud, man. You took that real estate exam 5 times. You kept pushing. You've had some success, man. You had the workshop, the seminar for people. You know what I mean? So you was out there getting it, man. So you also said that we've got to be creative in solving these problems, and that is something that people don't think about, right? Of looking up this address, googling that owner's name. That's part of our process. Google them. We call it sleuthing, man. See what we find out there on the internet, right? And then look at their Facebook.
yeah.
Man, what? That's all out there on the internet, and you find out things that will put the ball in your court. If you want to win, you got to do everything you can to make sure you can win. And that's simple, but it's a part of it. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely. And
man.
I'm telling people like and don't just take people's words for it, like go and do it yourself. Don't say, oh, I'm gonna sign up for this, sign up for that, and then you don't do nothing about it. You don't get
Uh-huh.
in the dirt to figure out why is this dirt and mud and why is this mud this, and you got like ask what seems dumb ain't dumb. It may save your life.
Yes, absolutely. 100%, man. 100%. Mighty Savage said it's good that Darian got a reasonable mentor to assist him on his journey. Not all mentors are good mentors, just like not all teachers are good teachers. Man, ain't that the truth, though, these days, especially these days, because everybody out here on the internet, it seems, and on social media is an expert of some sorts or a coach
Yeah.
of,
See,
of
you got to
some
be
sort.
careful
So,
about YouTube. You got to be careful about YouTube University.
oh, do you now? My goodness, man. They handing out diplomas off of YouTube University like they got thing candy. You know what I mean? But this is my thing, man. There's all these people out here that say that they do this, they do that, right? So now therefore they can teach you how to do this and do that. But if you don't see them doing this and doing that, right? Well, then don't let them trick you into making you believe that they can show you how to do this and do that,
I'm gonna
whatever it is.
paraphrase this. The word always talks about that a man based off of the fruits of their labor. So if
Love it.
you don't see no fruit after all their labor they done said they did, obviously they
Right.
ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, because you running your mouth now. That don't, anybody can do that. You know what I mean? So yeah, fruits of their labor. I like that.
And
I
that's just
like that.
being
That's
real.
true.
Like that's
Yeah.
I mean, and that goes for us. Like we wouldn't
Hmm.
be doing this if we didn't have something to back it up with.
Right. That's true, man. That's
That's
true.
why you got listeners now. They know you the real deal because they see you actually doing it. They see
Yeah.
people commenting and giving you props about you loving to serve them. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just your fruit talking for you,
Yeah,
because
that's true,
sometimes
man.
we get to a level where we don't even have to talk. Our
Right.
work speaks for itself.
That's it, man. That's it, man. That's why I've been posting a lot lately of like some recorded phone calls of me closing deals where I'm buying a house by becoming the bank, man, and taking over existing debt. So that way people can see it, in the trenches where it's actually happening, those moments of, okay,
BYOB.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Hey, I'm telling you. So Romeo has a question here. What real estate strategies do you think will be easier to get into, subject to, or in wholesaling houses? So I will wholesale a house, right? But I don't prefer to do that because I wanna have an asset, right? That is gonna get me monthly passive income. So I want ownership, man. That's why I teach this stuff too, man, and put it out there for the world to learn it, because we need to get some of this ownership back, man. The regular, everyday, hardworking people that haven't had those same opportunities and even have had that ownership stolen from them. So with wholesaling, that is starting to be legislated out of existence. You have someplace you have to have a license to wholesale. So wholesaling, you can make that quick buck, but again, it's being outlawed, right? So subject to, it is more complex, but there are more tools in your tool belt to solve that problem for that person as well. So I like subject to. It is just right now harder to get to that information that you need to get a subject to transaction done versus wholesaling. Do you bump into a lot of wholesalers out there, Darren?
I try not to.
Right. They got a bad reputation, man.
It's too much. It's too much going on in that world that I personally, even with all the reading that I'm done, it gets too confusing for me. And this is me. This, I don't know about any other realtor. I speak with it with some. Some of them just doesn't want to be a part of that world because you don't know who you're really dealing with. Sometimes
Yes.
they can be lying to you. Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's harder to track wholesalers with what they do sometimes, depending on
Yep.
the work. And
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore, it's like full of wholesalers. So be
Yes,
careful with that.
wholesaler galore. Yep, yep, it is, man, because they got that thing they call daisy chaining, where
Yeah,
one wholesaler will get a deal under contract, and then they tell another wholesaler gets wind of it. So now the other wholesaler that heard about it goes out and says, "Hey, I got this deal under contract," and that now, but they don't even got the contract. And then it just goes down that
they
chain.
just connected people. They the
Mm-hmm.
middleman. That's all it
Yep,
is. And
that's it, man.
that's something that I really can't, because if something goes wrong, it tarnished my name, and I can't
Yes,
do that. I
man.
can't do that.
No, absolutely not. Me either, man. Our names is worth more than silver and gold, man. Says it in the Bible, man. Says it in the Bible. Name worth more than money, silver and gold. So Romeo says, what book can I read to fully understand the ins and outs of subject to housing and real estate? And then Gilbert just threw up here. He just got his copy of Lou Brown's Buy, Hold, and Sell, which Lou Brown is one of my mentors. The book is right in my reach somewhere in this mess, but it's right here. Yes. So this is one of my mentors, man, that actually he came up with this strategy and a lot of creative financing strategies, man. The memorandum of contract, I got him to sign my book for me, man, at one of his events. That's how he became my mentor. He's seen all these tabs in here,
What's
and
up?
he was like, yeah. But so this is about your best bet on a book that's out there for subject to, but this doesn't give you the contracts and things like that. It just gives you the concept, man. So it's really hard to find that information in depth in the public sphere. You've got to get into, a mentorship or something. I learned it on YouTube. I found it on YouTube, and I had to buy some things, man. I had to invest in myself, which I'm fine with. That's your best investment. So that's the Buy, Hold, and Sell by Lou Brown is about your best bet, man. So Darren, I'm gonna let you get on up out of here, man. You got any parting words for the people, man?
Keep doing what you're doing, but do it better.
Mm, mm. That's deep.
That's just
That's
me
deep.
and how I think. Everything
Mm-hmm.
I do, I believe I can do it better. And
Yes.
whatever you like, main thing is don't give up.
Right.
Whatever you feel, whatever you think, your mind play tricks on you.
Yep.
And that's what it's supposed to do. But
Mm-hmm.
you're supposed to be like, nah, control your mind and control your
Mm-hmm.
flesh. And just be able to just push through whatever you're dealing with, because at the end of the day, when you continue to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, you finally make it.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna realize, like, wow, it was worth it. Even if you didn't get that
Man.
much profit, it was
Yeah.
worth it, because you
Yep.
build character, and character
100%.
takes you a long way in this business.
Yes, man. Yes. I love that, man. Because, again, man, turn that adversity into an asset. You know what I mean? And the thing about obstacles is this: the kryptonite to an obstacle is persistence. Persistence, man. Just continue to get back up, man. And that
Mhm.
obstacle will give up. Straight up. That obstacle say,
Absolutely.
man, yeah, and that's real, man. That obstacle, it gave up on Darian. The
Yeah.
obstacle gave up. Darian didn't, and now he got his license. He's out here changing people's lives, man. Got them crying, man, with tears of joy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's pay enough in and of itself. But we are paid in direct proportion to the value that we bring to other people, man, and into the marketplace. So, man, that was big. That was
And,
deep,
and,
man. It was
and let me give
good.
you another one.
Go ahead.
If it ain't on paper, it's vapor.
Ooh,
That's
say that
something my
again.
mentor told me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sharing it with y'all.
There it go right there. It was there and then it's gone, man. It's vapor if it ain't on paper. I
That
love
just
that.
protect yourself at all times. That's it.
At
That's
all
all I'm
times. And
saying.
that man, that pen, that pen, boy, this thing like a nuclear weapon, man. It is mightier than the sword, man. So you gotta, yes, have it on paper and then make sure that it's executed right. That's what they call it. It's got to be executed right. So if it needs to be notarized, you know what I mean? Make sure it's notarized, man. It's man, I'm telling you, that was deep right there, boy. Darren dropping them gems on y'all, man. I love it. I love it. Darren, I'm gonna have to get your LinkedIn information, LinkedIn and social medias. And what I'll do is I will put it in the description of the video once we get off, so people will know how to find Darren on his social media. Y'all go follow him, man. Check
Sure.
him out.
Everything
Yeah.
everything is on my website.
Oh, you got.
Deco Yeah,
Okay.
decodetherealtor.com.
It's
I got
just it's
all my social media platforms on the website and my number,
okay.
everything on there. So, if anybody want to reach out to me about it, anything,
Uh-huh.
let me know.
You
Decode
said
the Realtor.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Decodetherealtor.com. I got you. I'm gonna put it in the video
Yeah, because
description.
I couldn't put Darian. Everybody spelled my name with an E or two R's or something, so I had to make it simple.
Yeah. I had to. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I had to look again, and I was like, "Is it Bario or?" Yeah, I seen it. I was like, "Okay, I got it. Decode the Realtor. I'm gonna put it in the comments, and then I will also put it in the description for those of you that want to get a hold of Darian or go follow him on social media. Absolutely do that. In addition to that, guys, I will be putting the link to a free webinar that I'm having this Thursday, June 23rd at 9 p.m. Eastern, man. An absolutely free webinar for how you get started in real estate, man. The mistakes that you don't want to make, right? This is why 95% of real estate investors fail. All right. So we're going to talk to you about what you should not be doing in order to have that success and be in that 5%. And it's absolutely free, guys. Absolutely free. You just click on that link. You'll have to register with your email so that you will receive the link. And hey, we'll see you on Thursday, giving you the
Don't
game.
be no fools, y'all. Go. It's free. Come
Yeah,
on,
man.
I gotta put that in there. Don't be no fool because you think it's worth nothing because it's free.
Right.
Because I get tired of people hearing. I hear that it's free. It must not be much, or you get
right.
but you'd rather pay for $5,000 program that ain't gonna do nothing for you.
Man, that's the thing, and people do say that, man. It's free, and they don't take action on it. But when people pay, they pay attention, right? But the thing with me is, I teach people to become the bank and buy investment properties with little to no money out of their own pocket or credit checks. So I get a lot of people, man, that don't have the money to pay for my one-on-one mentorship because that costs some money. I mean, you're getting me, my time. So I do want to get at least, man, the seeds of this knowledge out there so people can then follow those breadcrumbs like I did. I mean, I followed the breadcrumbs, man, and then I worked myself to a mentor, got that mentor so I could learn quicker. And hey, here we are now. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm a witness. Whoever is interested in this, please be a part of this program. Gene is a good guy that knows what he's talking about. I can never do subject 2 like him, but I'm trying to learn. But I'm gonna catch up with him. I'm gonna buy one of his programs and get into myself. So get in there, y'all. Get in there.
This what we do. This is what we'll do, Darren. Now this is what I love because I did this with Johnny, man. We did a deal down in St. Louis, and he got a house subject too. So next time you come across somebody, man, now not with no 11 siblings that own 50%, you know what I mean, in 11 different states, but if it's got some problems, you hit me up, man. We'll work that deal together, and you get all that game along the way, man, and we'll see what we can make of it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I'm glad that you came on my show, man. Gave us your time this evening, man. I appreciate you, and to all the viewers, I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, and if you feel like we brought you some value tonight, consider subscribing to the channel. And guys, until next time, y'all know what it is. Let's get to it, y'all.
I'm a go-getter. They some